Welcome to Strip Talking, a podcast from stripwalking.com.
God, this podcast sucks.
So do you know what the pirate's favorite letter is?
R.
They really love the C.
Shut the fuck up.
Never dealt with a stick that long.
Wouldn't the two circles represent tits?
Geoff is not, and I'm speaking myself in third person, I am not technologically advanced at all.
Did you have a fear boner?
It was probably the biggest fear boner I've had in quite some time.
Did you just say fear boner and your mom's gonna listen to this?
Here are your hosts, Geoff with a G and Mike with a...
Welcome everyone to Strip Talking. I'm Geoff. I'm here tonight with Mike, who told me he wasn't going to say anything for the rest of the episode, which sounds great. And then we're also here with our good friend Jay. How are you doing tonight, Jay?
Hello, I'm doing real well. Thank you for asking.
Jay was on our last episode with Mike. They went as a duo without me, which is all right. You know, sometimes you just get tired of hearing me ramble on and on and on. And so,
most people say it was our best episode ever, Geoff.
And I would tend to probably agree with them. The less me, the better off it is for everyone else. But hey, since we're talking about me, I got a new joke for y'all. You want to hear it?
Do we have a choice?
No, you do not. All right, so here goes. All right. So I went to my old childhood home the other day, and I thought, hey, it'd be cool if I could see inside again. So I went up to the owners. I went up to the front door, and I knocked on the door. Owners opened the door, and they slammed it in my face. My parents suck. So anyway, on a more serious note, we did want to give a real quick shout out to all those creators, the Vegas community that continue to support us. It's very much appreciated. Just wanted to throw out Vegas Confessions podcast here. We'll go into more detail about that at another time, but it's always nice to get that support from other people in the area or in the community that are working to put out new content.
Yes, Julian and Kelly. They're awesome. Love their podcasts and their YouTube channel.
Yep, there's some good people out there. So check it out if you get a chance. Again, that's Vegas Confessions podcast for you. So since we've got Jay back on, obviously Jay is no stranger to gambling in general and Las Vegas as well. You and Mike at last episode covered some more craps specifics as far as that's concerned. But that leads me into kind of a question for you, Jay, from a standpoint of when you go up to, or when you're looking for a craps table to play at, and say you go to a casino that has 6-8 craps tables, because when you're in Vegas, they tend to have a lot more craps tables.
Sure.
More options. What do you look for in a craps table? Do you want a full table? Do you want an empty table? Partially full?
Do you like a completely shaved craps table? Do you like a little peach fuzz? Do you like a landing strip?
Landing strip.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Are you looking at the kind of the energy of the table as far as is it seem to be a lively group?
Yeah, energy for sure. Although it is kind of fun to bring energy if there's none there. It sounds dumb, but I like to try to get a table pumped up if it's down a little bit, which you usually just do by yelling and hollering and having a good time, right? That's what brings people in. It is kind of fun to fill a table. I would love to work for a casino, just being a heater or whatever they call them, getting the tables going. That would be so sweet. But if I were to pick from the options you gave, I would say half full, half to 3/4 full. I don't like them packed. I don't like them elbow to elbow. It's tough to keep track of your chips when there's a lot of people out there. Dealers have to think the same, I would think. But I don't like them empty either. I like rolling with other people. I like betting with other people, cheering them on, them cheering you on. The energy that comes from that, of course. So not empty, not full, though, not packed full either. Half to 3/4 is the right amount for me.
What do you think, Mike? I know that when we were in Vegas, let's see, the last time we were in Vegas together, I got you back on a live table again. That had been my goal to get you back on a live table.
There's one reason I not been in a live table in Vegas in a long time. It's because it's 15 minimum or higher. That's the only thing I'm really looking at. Other than I would say, because we did this one time at the Wynn and it was awful, playing on a completely empty table sucks.
It does.
You just got the dealers all standing around staring at you.
Yeah, and you can tell they're bored too.
Yeah, they're
not having fun at all.
Yeah. They would probably rather you just weren't even there.
All pays the same to them.
It does. It does. And I actually, now that I have a little experience on both sides of the table, I can say from the standpoint of as a dealer, a craps dealer, I love it when we have players, like you said, Jay, they want to get the table involved. Whether the rolls are going well or not, it is such a crazy difference between, you could have a full table and a bunch of the dealers are kind of low energy, the players are low energy, and it's just not the same experience as if you have dealers that are energetic, really into it. They're talking with the players, trying to get them fired up, just doing anything you can to kind of get the energy up on the table, because it seems like when there's energy on the table, things start to at some point start to come around, and maybe it's not, maybe it's just all in your head or in my head. But God, there's just nothing like a table that's all whooping and hollering and having a great time and high-fiving and all that stuff.
Yep, exactly. 100% agree. And that's really why I play craps, is for the fun of it, for the experience of it. If you make a little money, that's great. But it is just a blast when you're on the right table.
I asked that question partially. There was a little ulterior motive. So I was dealing craps last weekend, and we had a gentleman, first time player, first time shooter ever. Okay, he's wearing a Kansas City Chiefs jersey.
Boo.
Go Chiefs.
Jay's loving this, Mike's not. Anyway, so the guy that was on stick, when I moved from the stick to the right base dealer, and the guy that is on stick is energetic. I mean, he gives every shooter a nickname. Automatically, this guy was Patrick Mahomes. And so I bet this guy rolled. I had to come out roll, set a point of 4 right away. I bet he rolled 35 times before he hit the point.
Holy cow.
Didn't 7 out. Hit the point, 35 points. I had a guy that started out with a $6 6 and 8 bet, because it's a $5 minimum table. $6 6 and 8 bet. He pressed every time. He was up to $120 on the 6 and 8 before the guy hit his point. He just kept hammering the 6 and the 8, 6, 8, 6, 8. And not only that, these guys were throwing horn bets out there, and he'd hit a 3 or he'd hit a yo. And so they're just collecting money, collecting money. I went from my right base dealer to the left base dealer, and then to break, and came back to stick. And he finally 7'd out after about an hour and 20 minutes. He did get 4 of the 6 points on the fire bet, but he didn't hit all 6. He just kept rolling 6 and 8, 6 and 8, 6 and 8. Everybody was fired up. Everybody that colored up after that, walked away with a bunch of money. And as dealers, we're like, we don't give a shit. I mean, we get paid whether the casino wins or loses. Obviously, in the long run, the casino's going to win. But it's so much fun when everybody's having a good time.
And you said that was his first time playing craps?
First time playing craps. Worst thing ever for him, because he's going to think that that's the way it is every time.
Right. What you have just witnessed is a man that is now addicted to craps, yes.
Exactly. And funny story on top of that too, because Mike is always, we've talked about this, I think, on previous episodes, but one of Mike's pet peeves about the craps table is the guy that's yelling when there's a 12. He's like, yeah, way to go, 12. There was a guy on the table that was doing that on every roll, because he'd bet the field bet, and then he'd pull it off, and then Mike would have been just
No, if he's got the field bet, that's fine. You can cheer 12. It's the guy that's cheering a 3 and he doesn't even have a field bet. just clap into clap.
But still, bringing energy. So actually, that right there brings me to another question for you, Jay. Do you like dealers to be interactive like that? Do you like them to have big energy, or would you prefer them not?
That's a tough question. There's 2 types of big energy to me. There's big energy, like you were just saying, joking, funny, nicknames, that's great big energy. But then sometimes you'll see dealers that are almost sarcastic big energy, especially with new players there. It can be very off-putting. I don't know, almost intimidating probably for an energetic dealer if they're being a smartass about stuff. I don't know. I don't know that I've ever seen anyone, make fun of people for their betting styles or anything, but I'm sure it happens if dumb bets are made.
I've had them question me.
I was going to say, yeah, Mike's had that experience.
I don't know that they were making fun of me, but they were questioning my bets at Four Queens. I was taking stuff down. I was on one of those YouTube channels. I can't remember the name of it. One of the big ones that always does all the different strategies. I had watched one, and it was like,
was it maybe Color Up? That guy does a lot.
Yeah, I think it was Color Up.
Yeah,
it was like, this is a strategy to try at a $5 table because it was Four Queens. So of course it was a $5 table. And it involved putting some bets up. Maybe it was all the way across or something like that, and then taking them down at some point. So I was trying it. And when I would take them down, they would get pretty, what, something's going to happen?
Yeah, that's too bad.
Which, okay, and so from that standpoint, we have a couple guys at the casino that I deal at that they call it the press move, and I'd never seen this strategy, but they'll wait for a point to be established. They'll not bet big on the pass line and not really bet big on odds, but then they'll throw out, depending on what the point is, they'll cover the inside, 60 on the 6 and 8, 50 on the 5 and 9, and then if one of them hits, they will. So, because all four of those bets pay $70. If one of those hits, then they'll take 25 of that. Well, they'll take 50. They'll collect $20, take the other 50, and split it between the 4 and 10. And then if they hit again, then they'll take all their bets down by half. Is how they do it, which is fine. I mean, and now that I know that's how they play, it's super easy as a dealer because you're just like, all right, coming down, cutting them in half, and you just bang, 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 you got it done.
Right.
But if you're doing that all the time, adding on, taking off, adding on, taking them down, that gets annoying for a dealer. And
it's a lot of work.
I don't care it is a lot of work, and I don't care as a dealer if people do that, but it is appreciated if you're doing that if you tip, it helps. I mean, and that's just the way it is. Just because you're recognizing the fact that you're making those dealers work a little harder than they normally would have to on a standard table.
Good point. I mean, part of me says it's your job.
Yeah.
In my defense, I would say I wasn't making them take them down that often. It was probably 5 times the whole time we were there, over a couple hours.
Gotcha.
So I wasn't making them work that hard. They were just
being assholes.
I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I covered it in one of those podcasts. Every employee I've encountered at Four Queens has been kind of surly. So maybe it's just
just the work environment or something. But Geoff, in your defense, not trying to be a smartass about it being your job, but if you got other people, there, too, that you're trying to keep track of, not just the people doing that style, it gets complicated. It does. It's a lot of work. You're counting, you're watching lots of people's chips, not just theirs. So yeah, complicated moves like that, I can see where that would deserve a tip.
Well, and again, deserve is maybe not the right word. It's appreciated when people understand that they're making you go work a little. I mean, not work a little harder, but like you said, if you've got a full side of a table and everybody has every number covered, and so you're paying out and they're trying to take down bets, it is a little more to keep track of, but that's beside the point.
But you hit on something there that I think is very important as a dealer, or it's important to me, is learning how somebody bets and like having that in your brain. Like if you know that I put a come bet up there, I'm always going to put odds. You as a dealer, after I do that a few times, should know, and the good ones do. I put the come bet out there, it moves to a number, I throw another chip, they know that's going to be odds every time. You almost have a mental connection with that customer on your side that's important, and that makes a table run smoother too.
It does. Players forget too. They'll get busy and something will happen. They're not paying attention and they won't put down a come bet or they won't throw down their odds. But they've been playing that way all night. And, say they forget and their number hits and they didn't throw out the odds or something like that. I'm usually like to the box. I'm usually like, hey, he's been playing that way all night. I mean, all night. That's how he's been playing. And usually the box is like, yeah, he has been. We're going to honor that bet because that's just how he's been playing.
That's awesome. That's really cool. I don't know that I've ever had a dealer do that for me, but maybe I don't play consistent enough.
No, I will say that it has been such a learning experience being on the other side of the table with regards to craps that it just changes my whole outlook, like on how I approach a table. So
yeah,
which is a good and a bad thing. I haven't gambled at a craps table in a long time. It's probably going to be a bad deal when I get an opportunity to do it again.
Or really good.
Why do you say that, Geoff?
No, I'm just saying I have all of these bets that I know that they're bad bets. I know they're bad bets, but that are like, oh, I know how to bet them now. I'm going to throw it out there every now and again. Just say, I mean, I'm still going to be basically the pass line odds 6 and 8, probably maybe do inside now, but I might throw out a horn bet every now and again. I never did that before, or hard ways.
Wait. Describe your betting strategy again.
I usually do. Oh, okay.
Your typical betting strategy? I think you missed something there.
Yeah, that's true. So I did, because normally I do pass line with odds, and then I do 6 and 8, and then I do a field bet because that's just the one bet that just pisses Mike off to no end.
Correct.
And I always know I should be taking all my shit down when Mike throws out a field bet because inevitably it doesn't hit.
Yes, I will watch you hit it 10 times and then I'll throw it out there and then it's going to not hit.
It's going to be a 5.
It is. And I won't
Mike's
be on
nemesis.
I'll have the 6-8 in the field. It'll be a fucking 5.
So okay, I know you guys covered it a little bit more, Jay, but you do come bet.
Yeah, for sure. My wife probably does more even than I do. I tend to be 6'8".
Your wife comes more than you do?
Yeah, definitely.
That's not very considerate of her.
I call bullshit.
She does that more often than I do, for sure. And it does work until it doesn't, right? It's a very valid strategy. The odds that you can place on those come bets are just as valuable as those pass line odds. The house has really no advantage on that odds bets, how it pays. The more odds you can get out there on bets, the better, for sure. The problem with the come bet, it's pretty slow to develop. You got to hit the number, then hit it again, right? It's that style. So I think that's why I like the 6-8. It's quick, it's easy, you hit it every time. But it doesn't pay as well statistically. So both valid strategies, both really honestly pretty low house advantage mathematically. So both valid.
See, I love having Jay on here from the standpoint of, I know that statistic, house edge, or have a pretty good idea house edge on certain bets and things like that. It's nice because normally I'm talking to Mike and Mike doesn't have a fucking clue. He just says, whatever you're going to bet, Geoff, I'm going to bet.
Not the field.
Except for the field bet. That's what I said, except for the field bet. Statistically, that field bet is a bad bet.
If you can find a table that pays triple on the 12, which you don't find very much, the house advantage statistically isn't that bad. It's like 2.7. If you just get the 2 times 2 and 12, it's not as good. But
So who doesn't know the stats, motherfucker?
Oh, I know the stats. I also, I honestly, and I get this from, I know you don't listen to podcasts, Mike, as much as I do, but the guys at Crap Vegas, they are very much like you are, Jay. They know percentages and stuff like that as far as the bets, house edge and whatnot. But they always say, play the way that brings you entertainment and joy. There's nothing more joyful to me than when I hit a 12 and I look over at Mike and he's flipping me off with both fingers.
Yeah, that is joy.
Nothing brings me more joy than that.
That is the most joy you get out of craps, is that right there?
No, that's not That's not the most, but it's sure funny when when I look over at you and you're just rolling your eyes and I'm like, field bet.
I also like having Jay on the podcast. It's nice to have somebody that knows how to set up an internet connection and use a computer, who's funny.
I think Mike is making a little underhanded comment at the fact that I was having a little issue tonight getting my internet connection set up. That's okay. That's all right.
I agree with what you said, though. Bet what brings you joy. I mean, the field bet statistically is better than those horn bets you're throwing out there, but horn bets are fun to play. Horn IO, you can yell it, everybody hears it. It's fun. You're there for fun. You're there for the excitement. If you like the field bet, bet the field bet.
Thank you, Jay. I appreciate that. I have permission now.
Jay, can you name any Fall Out Boy songs?
Do I get to Google it?
No.
What if I sing some of them? You'll know them.
Jeff was absolutely appalled that I didn't know much about Fall Out Boy.
I was not appalled at all. You just said that you were a fucking emo geek for learning how to play some of their songs. I'm like, what's wrong with that? I like Fall Out Boy.
I said I learned how to play one song, and you weren't supposed to tell anybody that.
I figured Jay won't tell anybody.
Nah, I won't. Oh, I know I would know some. Like there, Centuries, I know is one.
There you go.
That's the one I knew.
That's the only one. I'm sure I know. I'm sure for this.
How about Thanks for the Memories?
Okay, yeah.
Dance.
Sure.
Is it I Know What Your Songs Did in the Dark? I know something like that. The light 'em up, light 'em up.
Yes.
Up.
Those are the right words. The wrong notes, but the right words.
Well, that's okay. I was less concerned about notes than words.
I have heard that song though.
I'm like most singers live.
He has to sing out of tune so that we won't get banned by YouTube.
Right. Copyright.
Yes, because otherwise it's copyright
Smart.
infringement. Yep.
Smart. Okay, so Geoff, let me kick a question back to you then about tipping. There's lots of ways to tip, right? You can just throw a tip out there. You can bet for the dealer, like a two-way sort of bet. What's the preferred method?
Okay, so yeah, that's very fair. I actually, it depends on the dealer. Personally, I think it is much more fun from a dealer standpoint. It's probably smarter just to take a tip and just put it in the tote box. But
Sure.
I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's a lot of fun when the players bet for you. You're going to lose those bets half the time, maybe more than half the time. But whether or not it's an intentional thing, when somebody bets for a dealer, their attention gets better. And I'm not trying to sound like dealers aren't paying attention or they're not in tune to what you're doing or want to be accurate. But when all of a sudden they have a vested stake or interest in what's going on, all of a sudden it makes a difference. And that's kind of my opinion. All tips are appreciated, whether they're playing with me or they're letting me play along with the player, or if they're just tipping me to put it in the tip box. Either way, they're all appreciated. But I think it is kind of fun when the players want the dealers to be involved. So
Sure. Okay, so education-wise then, let's teach the listeners the right way to do that. How do you see a player place a bet for the dealers as a tip?
most common way that I see it at our casino is it seems like the way the players play for the dealers is we have a lot of regulars they'll toss $6 out or $12 out and say, across for the kids. So we'll do $1 on each number or $2 on each number as a place bet. That's probably the most common way that we see it. And for those of the people that have not played craps or played craps minimally, you'll see those bets kind of halfway on the line for each one on the box. Other way is to just play right. Usually it's a lesser amount on the pass line, and then they'll put odds behind it right next to their other bet is the most common way. The other way that we see is somebody will throw maybe a $10 out and they'll say hard 8 two ways, so that means they're playing a hard 8 for 5. The dealers get a hard 8 for 5. So, there's different ways that they can do it, and I don't have a preference. Usually it's pretty obvious what the players are doing, and most of the times the players that do that are pretty consistent with how they do it. So
Sure. Yeah, those are ways that I've seen it too. You said for the kids, I've heard it for the crew or for the boys, and then the two way is usually what I do. So two way hard four or something like that. Um, one for me, one for the dealer. You can do a three way, which then is also giving a chip to the shooter too. So do a three way, one for you, one for the crew, one for the shooter. That's kind of fun.
That is kind of fun.
Yep, especially if you're the shooter.
Honestly, I'm glad that you asked that question because that is something that I think that until recently I would have been doing more frequently, but I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to properly do it. Um, I wouldn't say it was like super common for me to tip a lot, but I would try to tip probably towards the end of a session, which is fine. Dealers, appreciate that too. When you do that, like I said, when you bring them along and have them play with you, I don't know. It adds to the energy of the table. I think the dealers appreciate it and they get into it more.
I agree. I swear, don't quote me on this, that dealers accidentally will miss taking something down if you're a good tipper.
I can say that intentionally, I would say no. Um, if something does get missed coming down, and you have somebody that's been very consistent with tipping and stuff like that, it's possible that a box might look the other way, or somebody might, maybe not be quite as worried about yanking that bet if it's been amicable between the player and the dealer. I don't have a problem with that. The gaming board obviously would disagree with me. I've personally never done it where it's like, oh, this guy's been tipping me, I'm just not going to pick it up. Now, there have been times, and I'd be lying if I said that there have been times when I accidentally, when I was on stick, I missed pulling down a horn bet or something like that. You get busy. It seems like most people or a lot of people will play a horn bet on a come out roll. Just tends to be more frequent.
Yeah, it's a valid hedge.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, you get a point set and you're pulling the dice back into the center of the table, and all of a sudden you got hard way bets flying in from all angles, and you're trying to grab them and place them and set them up, and you just forget. I know for a fact that on accident I've had a horn bet stay up for a couple rolls and not even realize that I'd missed it.
Sure.
And when that happens, there's nothing. I mean, there's not really anything you can do about it because it's dealer error.
Right.
So I would say intentionally, no, but I know it does happen on accident.
And the gaming board, that's Geoff with a G, Geoff.
Thanks, Michael. Mike, you just recently got back from Orlando, right?
I did get back from Orlando, Geoff. I'm glad you asked about it.
Yes. So how was it? How was the Velocicoaster?
The Express Pass, we still almost wasted an hour, I think, in line the first time, which is crazy because with the Express Pass, I don't think I've ever waited in line for more than 15 minutes on any ride. So that kind of tells you the demand for that ride. But if you like roller coasters, it's a pretty insane roller coaster. I think we got on it 4 or 5 times over the course of 3.5 days. I did figure out a little bit of a hack for purchasing. If you want to purchase a universal annual pass on points, you can actually, what we did was you can't buy annual passes with points directly, but you can buy universal tickets with Chase points through their portal, is what I did. When you get there, there's kiosks that will let you turn your daily tickets into an annual pass. So if you buy a large enough ticket with Chase points, that will cover the cost of the annual pass, which I figure it's probably 5 to 6 days is what you need. We had 4 and we still had to pay, I think, $70 a pass. But it's kind of a cool little hack. So we ended up for $70. I figure we'll come back in a year. $70 a person, but still pretty cheap.
Still real cheap.
I was going to say,
I think 4-day passes were in the neighborhood of $100 a day. So if we can even squeeze in 2 more trips in a year, we'll easily have come out way ahead. The only downside is I have a 13 and 11-year-old who are moody and crabby all the time.
that is something that I can totally relate to.
Same.
I assume that when you compound the fact that you're at an amusement park where you get tired, that probably makes things about a million times worse.
Hours after I had decided to make the upgrade to the annual pass, we had gone back into the park and had a complete meltdown with my oldest daughter, sitting down, refusing to do anything, refusing to leave the park with me, refusing to go with my wife, just a meltdown. And that was when I knew I made the wrong decision.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because I've been in a similar situation where I'm like, what just happened? What happened?
And that was about the third meltdown of the trip. The first one was before we even got out of town at Burger King.
It's probably because their fries are so bad.
That is something that I think all three of us can agree on.
I think everyone in the world can agree on that.
So what would you say then was the highlight of the trip? When you got to leave, or?
DoorDashing Chick-fil-A for $90? No, probably not that.
No.
No.
That wouldn't be it, no.
There were a couple good food experiences. I'm kind of becoming a bit of a foodie, I think. They have City Walk between the two parks, which is kind of a entertainment food place, a bunch of restaurants and stuff. Bread Box was a really good sandwich place there. Red Oven Pizza, I think, was another place we hit up. The Hot Dog Hall of Fame, was it?
Wait, Hot Dog Hall of Fame.
That's what the name of the restaurant or the
it was a restaurant.
was. Yeah.
Was it? Did they have like a Hall of Fame of hot dogs?
No, they really should have.
I was going to say that's a missed opportunity.
I'm just envisioning hot dogs on little pedestals.
Behind glass, because you can't touch them.
Hot dog from New York, 1928 or something. Yeah.
You'll appreciate this. I ordered the Kansas City dog, Jay.
Okay.
I think it's brisket and pickles and barbecue sauce.
Nice.
That might have been it.
Maybe some onion. I'd put onion on it.
I think there's onions.
Onions deserve to be on there, yes.
Right. So the hot dog shows up. I went and sat down, and the girls waited for the food because I was tired. Actually, I think I was having a meltdown at that point, but that's another story.
You deserve one on the trip yourself.
So the hot dog shows up with brisket and ketchup, and that's it.
Ketchup?
Yeah, exactly.
Have they ever been to Kansas City?
It's not like I ordered it with ketchup. It's not like it comes with ketchup.
Did they like run out of barbecue sauce? That's that's cringy.
My daughter ordered, because this wasn't a foot long. This was just a regular hot dog I got. They have I think a foot long or a 2 foot long hot dog you can get a la carte, and then just throw whatever toppings you want. Like you get 2 that come with it, and you can order more.
Okay.
So she just gets a foot long, puts chili and cheese on there, nacho cheese, and it looked freaking fantastic. And she said it was fantastic.
That sounds pretty good.
That sounds fantastic.
So I really regretted my fancy Kansas City dog choice.
See, menu description wise, that seems amazing. And I don't know if you guys even know this, but I am technically a certified Kansas City Barbecue Society barbecue judge. I think I did know that. I've judged many competitions. I've cooked many competitions. Not many since COVID. COVID kind of shut down the barbecue competitions, and they're going again now, but we just haven't really got back into it. But we've cooked many of them. Judging's way more fun and way less work. But to put ketchup on there really makes me sick to my stomach. I want to throw up a little bit.
I wanted to just throw the dog back in their face.
That's probably what I would have done. Just wadded it up into a ball and threw it back at them. Take your ketchup meat back.
So not to infringe upon Mike's hot dog Hall of Fame story, but there is a place in Vegas that I do enjoy going to that is hot dogs, and it's called Dirt Dog. Have you ever heard of Dirt Dog?
No.
I know I told Mike about it. But anyway, I get.
I think that's very much infringing on my hot dog Hall of Fame story.
Sorry, but there's multiple ones. There's one downtown, and then there's one in that little food court that's across the street from Park MGM. But anyway, they have like special, like the hot dogs are specialty hot dogs. One of them is called a Snoop Dog, and it's got $1 million bacon, gin and juice barbecue sauce. God, it has a whole bunch of plays on or riffs on Snoop Dogg's like lyrics and stuff like that. Fantastic! It's so good.
That is amazing. I am going to steal that. I'm going to steal that.
I'm going to look up the menu just while we're thinking about it because it is so. It's original, but it's good.
Geoff, I don't think you can do two things at once.
You're right, I can't. So that's why I'm looking it up, and you two can talk.
Can we get back to me now? Are you done with your interruptions?
Sorry, Mike. I forget it's all about you. Okay, so here's what's on a Snoop Dogg. It's 100% premium all-beef hot dog wrapped in center-cut bacon, curtido, which is it's almost like a, what do you put on Polish dogs? It's not sauerkraut, but it's kind of like a sauerkrauty type.
Polacks.
Henry Q barbecue sauce, billionaire bacon, and gin and juice ketchup. So it's like a spicy ketchup.
Well, thank God it has ketchup.
But like they have, let me see here. They have one that's called a pastrami dog, 100% premium all beef hot dog wrapped in center cut bacon, pastrami, Monterey Jack cheese, house spread, mustard, pickles, and bacon bits.
See, that's not bad either. I do like me some pastrami.
A dirty chili dog, hot dog wrapped in bacon, chorizo chili, cheddar cheese sauce, chipotle aioli, onion, cilantro, bacon bits. I mean, they've got it's. I would recommend it.
Do they have a Hall of Fame?
No, they don't. They don't have a Kansas City brisket dog with ketchup.
Do they have a 2-foot long dog?
They do not. But speaking of other good hot dogs, since we are talking Vegas, I'd highly recommend the $3.49.
Are we talking Vegas though?
Well, we are now because I just said we were. $3.49 hot dog, foot-long hot dog at Casino Royale is a fantastic appetizer, and everybody can hear you guys nodding your heads. So, anyway, back to Mike. Well, I'm glad that you had some positive experiences there in Orlando, Mike.
All I want to spit out is that I filmed it for strip walking, which is the most important thing, right? That's what this whole shindig is all about.
I would agree, Mike. And you did text me and tell me that you walked like 11 miles. I'm very proud of you.
It was probably about 4 hours total over 2 days, pissing my family off.
I was just going to say, your family has to love that.
No, they hate it.
But to be fair, it sounds like they were already worked up anyway, so might as well record.
True. Usually I can get my oldest to walk with me a little bit because I think it really looks pretty creepy just me by myself walking around a theme park videoing people. A lot of kids and stuff.
This day and age, people expect it. They probably thought you were a TikToker or something. Everybody
you're not
videos
wrong.
Everything.
Yeah, except our cameras are like if I was just holding the phone, yes, but our cameras are a little. Well, most people don't realize
that they're a camera.
I don't think that they're camera, but until I'm following them for 5 minutes. Remember that lady in front of Bellagio?
Yeah. When I was filming in front of Bellagio, Jay, there was this gal, and she's very attractive. But I'm walking along videoing, and I'm trying to get around her, but she just keeps stepping in front of me, and so I'm slowing down, and I'm speeding up, and I just keep walking right behind her, and she finally looks over her shoulder like, oh, this creep is videoing me. so I shot right past her.
Yeah, if you go on our website, it's right when you start walking around the fountain, but you can absolutely tell the moment she's like, this motherfucker's behind me filming me.
I think I'm going to go look at that right now.
It's so funny.
Yeah, so click on the dot right at the entrance to Bellagio, going around the edge of the fountains to the front of the fountains. You
have to start at the front entrance and like walk to the street.
Yeah, she's totally like this dude's creepy.
But I did get, I think, every nook and cranny of Universal filmed, and the two closest resorts, which you can walk to the parks from those two. I filmed those walks as well. So if I ever get around to editing it, it'll be a pretty handy tool for anybody going to Universal Orlando.
Well, good job, Mike. That's awesome. I mean, and I'm not even being a smartass about that.
Pat me on the back, Geoff.
I'd reach through the computer and pat you on the back, but that's creepy too. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And again, Mike did the majority of, or a good portion of the trip was with his credit card points. So if anybody has any questions or would like to know information about that, that's something that we would be more than willing, or when I say we, I mean Mike would be more than willing to help people with if they were ever interested.
Jay's dipped his toe in the old credit card points machine.
This Bellagio gal is attractive.
He's a complete zombie right now.
No, this Bellagio gal is very attractive.
Did you find it?
Yep. Watching her right now.
Has she turned around yet?
No.
If you go the other way up the that little walkway that ends up by Cosmo, that elevated walkway, if I remember right, there's a fairly attractive one. Not that I have them all memorized or anything, but I did edit them all.
Geoff, you are really following her very closely. like
trying to get
creepily
around
closely,
her.
yeah.
Have you found the point where she sees him?
No, I still haven't got to that.
We'll have to post that on the episode page of this podcast.
Oh, there she turned around.
It's so funny.
You got a little side eye action.
She's absolutely creeped out.
Yep.
Not the only time it's happened.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, it's a beautiful view of the Paris from there, though.
It is really
Coming out down that walkway, that is pretty.
It was a fantastic morning. If I remember that, it was in October and it was like 95 already in the morning. It was
Yeah.
early. It was like 9 in the morning. It was hot.
If you watch those videos, you just pick routes. There's so much people watching that you can do. I mean, it's just like being there. We kind of tried to highlight those in some of those early videos that we edited. It's just all the crazy shit that's going around us as we walk.
Right. Yeah, this one has some comments in it. You just walk by two fat guys. That's funny. Yeah, I'm to the part where you like jetted past her real fast.
It's that moment where you're like, either I'm going to walk past her real fast or she's going to call security. So I'm going to go real fast.
Right.
The crosswalk, where was that? Which crosswalk was it where the guy put the couch out and started shooting like a rap video?
It's the crosswalk from Bellagio across the street to Planet Hollywood. You get about 3/4 of the way across, and all of a sudden you see there's a couch out in the middle of the street, and he's rapping, and somebody's videoing him. Like they waited for the stoplight to turn red, and then they real quick moved the couch out onto the street, and were videoing this rap video. And I happened to catch it on video as I was walking across the street. So
that's
crazy
awesome.
stuff that you see. Yeah,
that's Vegas, baby. That's Vegas.
It is Vegas. That's one of the things. I mean, we've seen so much, haven't we? I mean, seriously, Mike, we've seen so much as we've been recording that it just blows your mind.
Did the White Castle story ever get into one of those early episodes, or did that get cut?
I don't know that it. I
think it got cut.
It might have. So when Mike and I, when we first started the filming, I actually was supposed to go with Mike in September. One of the many, many, many times that shit has happened and I didn't get to go. So I actually scheduled a trip like 2 weeks later. It was just me, and I was there for 2 days, and all I did was film. That's all I did. And I got pretty much everything from the corner of Bellagio and Horseshoe or Bally's back then, south. Pretty much got all of that done. And so we went back right after Thanksgiving that year, and we were filming north of that section. And so Mike took part of it. I took part of it, and then we met, like he took Caesar's Palace, Mirage, and Venetian, and then we met at White Castle, and I took Cromwell, Link and Flamingo and Harris, and we met kind of together.
Notice how much more area I had to cover.
I had 4 fucking casinos, dude. You had 3.
Big ones, too.
Big ones.
Yeah, they were big ones. Anyway.
And the shops, the Caesar
Forum
shops.
shops.
That girl outside of Bellagio had some big ones. Sorry.
Mike beats me to White Castle, and he's sitting at White Castle, and he's already ordered, and he's sitting down and eating. So I come in, and I was like, oh, I'm going to go order. So I set my camera and a charger down with him on the table, just left it on the table. I went to the back area where you order, and I order, and all of a sudden I hear this commotion. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Well, take the story from there, Mike.
Wait, what? Give me some warning when you're going to throw it to me. Jeez.
Sorry.
You know I need at least 24 hours lead time.
Yeah, I know.
And a Cialis. Let's see. White Castle. Jay, where do you stand on White Castle? Yay or nay?
Yay.
Thank you. God damn it. Thank you. Awesome.
I think it's how they cook them. They're more steamed than fried with the onions.
Yes.
It's the flavor crystals. Harold and Kumar.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Classic movie.
Very, very pro White Castle.
Anyway.
My God.
Did your video lock up, maybe? Reboot your router.
I think I was at the drinks. I think I had set my camera down too. So I was like 3 or 4 feet from the table. And this guy, I'd noticed the guy when he came in, looked a little sus, as the kids say. He's just kind of looking around, and he grabs the phones off the table right next to us and runs out of the store. The woman sees him immediately and just starts yelling and gives chase. So it's a big commotion.
So he stole their phones off their table.
He stole their phones, and it came very close to being our cameras or our phones. I don't know if our phones were sitting there.
I had my phone, but the camera was sitting on the table.
The lady comes back after a while. What'd she say? I caught him, but the police wouldn't help me or something.
Yeah. Well, she said that she went running outside and were chasing after him and ran across the policeman. And she's like, "He stole my phone," and he was kind of like, "Okay," and so she just kept chasing him.
But she said she caught him.
She did,
didn't she?
Yeah, she caught him.
No word on whether the phone was retrieved or not.
Yeah, like, what are you going to do if you catch him? Just grab it back?
One thing that was kind of funny, though, when she walked back in, this drunk guy was standing there. He's like, "I didn't know what was going on. I would have tripped him or tackled him or something." Like, yeah, sure you would have, sir.
Yeah. I don't think he was capable of doing anything, much less purposefully tripping or tackling the guy.
So watch your shit. Moral of that story.
From that time on, we didn't set things down.
Good call.
The White Castle was still good.
Do you get them with cheese or not?
Fuck yeah.
That's right. That's the right answer.
Of course you get them with cheese.
See, I have to say that I am fairly new to the White Castle empire. That was my first time eating White Castle. So obviously I had a heightened experience, near-death experience right off the bat, and that wasn't even including eating the White Castle. I have had it with cheese since then. I didn't order it with cheese the first time. I'd have to agree that with cheese is better.
How could you not know that cheese is better?
Sometimes I'm just not a huge...
Name something that...
Go ahead, Jay.
Sorry. Name something that cheese doesn't make better.
A Whopper.
From Burger King?
Yeah. I prefer it without cheese.
That's the wrong answer.
You both froze up. I didn't hear what you said.
You didn't hear what I said?
No, you both froze up.
I prefer a Whopper without cheese, and Jay is like, "Oh, I don't know if we can be friends."
A Whopper without cheese is better? Are you fucking kidding me?
Nope, I think it is.
We can still be friends.
I don't think so.
I don't know that I'll respect you as much as I did.
I don't know that we can respect him at all.
What on the Whopper do you like? Is it the lettuce and tomato?
It's the sauce.
Then that's the focus of the Whopper?
It's the sauce.
But you can still have the cheese.
The sauce is just mayonnaise.
I know. I've really opened a can of worms here. I think I need to immediately retract my decision, just so I can gain some respect back.
No, I'm still processing, but
When somebody asks you what is better without cheese, you don't try to answer that because there is no answer.
That was my first mistake.
It was because everything's better with cheese.
yeah, and you can give some smart-ass answer to that question, like, you know, oh, a 2x4 is worse with cheese. I mean, that's not the point. Anything edible is better with cheese. And I'm not
Okay,
talking peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, or you don't give a stupid answer. Cheese is right.
Yeah. Well, I would agree. I take that back.
And I
take it back.
I don't understand this Whopper situation. You said the sauce is the best part. It's just mayonnaise. It's not a sauce.
I'm going to go.
But it's mayonnaise and ketchup together. I don't know.
I'm going to do you a solid, Geoff, and I'm going to cut that out.
I appreciate that.
Like, I think we'll get downvotes for that.
I'm not going to cut it out, though.
Geoff, here's my opinion. Like on the craps table, you do what makes you happy. You want to bet a horn high yo, you bet it. You want to eat a Whopper without cheese, do it. If you like it, do it.
Wrong.
Okay. So here's a question. Now that you said the horn high yo, if you
Yeah.
have to pick a high, which one do you do? Do you do yo? I do
Yo.
horn high yo all the time.
Every time. Because it's fun to say. What are you
It
going to
is.
say? Horn high 3? That's dumb.
Horn high midnight.
Hold on. Before you get into craps again, I got another hot food take.
Okay, give us a hot food take.
I'm going to go get another beer. Hold on. Hold the question, Geoff.
Wait, Geoff has a question? What's your question, Geoff?
I don't have a question. You just said you had a question, a hot take.
Well, why did he ask you to hold your question then?
I don't know. Jay's drunk.
I don't know. I don't know about this podcast. It's kind of all over the place.
I'm back. This might be my new personality on the podcast. I just get drunker and drunker as it goes on.
Isn't that like every Vegas podcast, though? They have somebody that drinks and gets drunk.
Drunk Tony on 360 Vegas.
I'll be the guy.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay. All right, Michael. What's your hot take, man?
You've heard of Voodoo Donut, I assume.
Is this normally how it goes? Like, this is my first real one.
You record for 3 hours, you maybe get 30 minutes of usable material.
That's fair.
And Geoff never has to edit a minute of it.
It's because I'm used to when I've done anything like this before, I can do it straight through and not have to edit shit out of it because it just goes. I don't get interrupted.
Do you think a little more planning would help?
Yes, I do.
Well,
I'm trying
Okay.
to slip in sound bites, sound bites that you might use.
I love it.
I gotta get it. I gotta get another beer.
Love it. Anyway,
didn't you just get one?
Yeah.
that's his soundbite. That was a soundbite, Mike. I don't know if you're following along here.
No, I'm not. This thing's way off the rails.
Go Chiefs.
So, Mike,
I'm just gonna randomly do sound bites.
you said you had some other interesting food topics that you wanted to discuss, or a food take that you thought would be interesting for us.
I'm kind of over it now. All right, let me get in the mood again.
I don't think that there's been enough focus on food. Food is very popular. Oh, Mike's got his headset off. He can't hear this.
No. Yeah, make sure you get the hat back on.
So you're familiar with Voodoo Donut, right?
Heard of it, yes.
They have one of those at City Walk in Orlando. Way overrated. I don't get it. I don't get why those donuts are $15 goddamn each or whatever they are. They're just kind of average donuts. That's a hot take, but the donuts aren't hot.
That's why Krispy Kreme's good, is because they're hot. No, there's other donut places that are overrated like that. they try to get too fancy. Hertz Donut.
So I'm kind of in general just saying, although Voodoo Donut is the example here, the Gourmet Donut is overrated.
I am on board with this hot take. It's too much.
I don't need a fucking maple bacon donut. Just give me a goddamn glazed.
Have you ever had a Krispy Kreme glazed right out of the fryer?
Oh, they're fantastic.
I would trade my left nut for that.
Even if it was your only nut, would you trade it?
Wait, what?
I'd still consider it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm done having kids.
Yeah, at this point.
Yeah, I don't even need them. Krispy Kreme, glazed, fresh out.
What if your left nut was a Krispy Kreme donut?
Oh, that'd be nice.
Then you'd never leave the house.
It'd be incentive for your wife, too.
Yeah, I was just going to say, wife would definitely never leave the house.
But what if they don't like Krispy Kreme donuts? Then it does you no good.
My wife likes them.
Trust me. I like Krispy Kreme.
Okay, so here's my take with it. I would agree that the designer, whether it is a donut or a cupcake or a piece of cake or any of those things, the fancier you try to make it and the more expensive it is, the less likely it is I'm going to like it.
Cupcakes have gotten into this realm as well. Yes, I agree.
So there's a place called Toothsome that's kind of that's also at City Walk in Orlando. Its shtick is these big, huge shake things with all these candies and cookies and crap crammed into it. But you get it, how the fuck are you supposed to eat it? Because it's like overflowing with shit. Overrated.
I'm also not a fan of cereal in shakes. I think that that's something that is I don't understand that. I mean, I'm fine with cookies, or even candies, but like I don't understand cereal. I like cereal a lot, but I don't understand it in a shake.
How about a solo cup?
That's the specific way you eat it. I know, Mike.
Maximum crunch.
Honestly, and this take is going to not make sense to people that don't have this particular chain of gas stations in their area, but a freaking Casey's donut for 99 cents is way better than spending $15 on a Voodoo donut.
Is Casey's not a national chain?
I'm just saying, I would rather spend $1 for a gas station style donut than $15 for a designer one. You're both looking to see if Casey's is a national chain.
Casey's is very much a Midwest thing. Their website is very slow. Hold on.
Casey's ranks among retailers to watch next year.
They are growing like crazy. So Casey's is pretty much North Dakota to Texas, Wisconsin, Tennessee, Kentucky. That's about as far east as they go.
For now.
Yeah.
Wiki says Midwestern and Southern.
A landing strip in the middle of the U.S., let's say.
They're headquartered in Ankeny, Iowa. Another fucking Iowa company.
Stupid Iowa.
That being said, and I agree with those sentiments, for a gas station, they have superb donuts as well as pizza. I enjoy their pizza.
I do too. It's a little greasy, but it's good. Grease is good.
Casey's Pizza is my go-to pizza, other than Godfather's, which is also very regional.
Godfather's is number one, though, right?
Yeah, always. And always will be. Forever. Until the end of time.
The original ones, the stores, have better crust than the gas station ones.
That is correct.
They changed the crust.
That
it's
is
not
correct.
as good. I mean, It's still good, but it's not.
But it's not the same.
If you can find an actual restaurant.
Old school.
Jay, this is a very important question. With regard to the future of your existence on this podcast, have you ever had Earl of Sandwich?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry. No. Mike and I have talked about it for sure. But I've never had it.
So what does that mean for his existence, Geoff?
Yeah, I'm kind of worried.
No. He's good. I was just gonna say it would almost be as bad as me saying that a Whopper with cheese isn't good, as if he said the Earl of Sandwich was subpar, because those were fighting words.
Seriously though, how have you never had it, Jay?
I don't know. I consider myself a bit of a foodie as well.
There used to be one in Caesar's Palace, which is your favorite casino.
Yeah, I don't know if Geoff knows that yet. I haven't broke that to him.
He listened to the podcast, right?
Yeah, I did. See, Caesar's Palace intimidates me because of the sheer size. No, it does. The sheer size of Caesar's Palace, and I'm just always intimidated by the place. There's just something about it I'm not a huge fan of. Iconic, definitely iconic.
Definitely iconic.
And yet, Venetian, Wynn, Bellagio, none of those intimidate you?
No.
Okay. Luxor's huge.
Let me put it this way though.
Luxor's not that big.
Not really. It's cool though, the pyramid.
I do not feel comfortable in Wynn Encore. I don't think I would enjoy gambling or staying at Wynn Encore.
So you're intimidated by size?
Yes,
I intimidate you?
I wouldn't go that far. I just don't feel comfortable there. It's for the longest time I didn't feel comfortable in Cosmo. Cosmo is just a different clientele than me. I mean, it's way too young, way too hip. Wynn is way too luxurious and way too high class. Caesar's Palace, I think, from the standpoint of the Caesar's, the Caesar's company empire, that's their kind of flagship, and it to me is somewhere where I'm not comfortable.
Yeah, so 2 comments there. 10 years ago, we'd have fit into the Cosmo. Let's be honest. Maybe 15. Okay, let's call it 15 years ago.
Let's just round it to 20.
Round it to Yeah, that's probably more accurate yet. But, I mean, you love the theming part. Caesar's has theming.
Yeah, Geoff.
And they stick to it, throughout.
You're not bringing up points that aren't valid. I mean, I can understand. I do like the theming of any resort. Caesar's Palace is iconic. It's been one of the oldest casinos that's still there. The fountains are iconic from their own standpoint. From everything I've read, they have one of the best shows in Vegas and Absinthe out front. There's just something, and Michael tell you, when we were dividing up to film, I flat out said, Mike, you take Caesars because I don't know it. And maybe that's my problem, is I don't know it.
He just wanted the shorter, smaller casinos to walk through.
It's very easy to get lost in Caesars, which is exactly their plan with the property, for you to go in there and never be able to get out, right? But the sports book is amazing. They have good restaurants that rotate fairly regularly.
Geoff absolutely loves Amalfi.
Wait, what's Amalfi? I don't know what Amalfi.
Honestly, the food at Amalfi was not bad. I didn't have a bad experience with the food. It was the waiter that just turned me off about the whole situation. Plus,
used to be Mesa Grill, Jay.
I used to love the Mesa Grill.
Okay, which was right next to the sports book.
Yes, it's
like literally adjoining the sports book. Yeah,
and I love the Mesa Grill. So,
Bobby Flay. I mean, celebrity, whatever.
Since we're bagging on gourmet foods, gourmet burgers overrated as well.
Again, burgers are supposed to be the working man's food.
Burgers are burgers. There's only so much you can do to them.
But you don't have to do anything to them if they're
True.
good. Good bun, good meat, a little mustard, mayo maybe. You don't have to get fancy if it's good.
AKA White Castle.
Exactly.
And trust us, Bobby's Burgers is a perfect example of something that is not good. And I don't think we're alone in that sentiment. Everybody that I talk to says that I've read that has had that, underwhelming as hell.
The one, the Gordon Ramsay one, that was pretty good, but it was still just a burger. I mean, it was a good burger, but still just a burger.
sometimes you just don't have to get fancy. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
So maybe we should get into your question, Geoff, of if you can only have 2 restaurants.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. So was thinking about this the other day, and what would happen if you were, say, on a deserted island and you only had the option of choosing 3 current restaurants to be on that island for the rest of your life? Which ones would you choose?
Ooh. How about there was a nuclear war? Fallout tie-in?
Okay, sounds good. Fallout tie-in. Go ahead.
Post-apocalyptic, yeah.
And only 3 restaurants survived.
Okay.
Like giant cockroaches. And you're on a desert island in this post-apocalyptic.
Oh my God. Yes. If you can't pronounce it, let's. Yeah.
Okay, we're back to the desert island.
Okay.
And we have a volleyball that we painted a face on.
Yes.
Named it Wilson.
So what are the 3 restaurants? What are you choosing?
They have to be chains. They can be local mom and pa things.
I would say it'd have to be changed so it'd be recognizable for people to relate.
So national chains again.
Yeah.
So not Casey's.
No.
Are you getting tired of me, Geoff? Jeff? Too many J sounds.
Yeah.
White Castle.
Okay.
That'll keep me shitting regularly too.
No, it's important.
That's important in a post-apocalyptic world or a desert island.
What if you run out of toilet paper?
You use the giant cockroaches.
Okay. All right.
The fast food chains would have napkins, though.
You could find something, right?
So you've decided White Castle.
Do I get 2 or 3?
3.
Well, we should round robin it.
Am I answering or are you answering?
I'll let you go, Jay.
I already answered.
He said White Castle.
You answered? What was your answer?
White Castle.
You got 3.
Are you even paying attention? We're going to go around. Each say one, and then I'll say another.
Oh, no, I did not catch that. No, but my 3 kind of have an intro.
Just do all 3 then. Do all 3.
We'll just intro 1. You've got all 3 in your head already?
Yeah, I do.
All right, just do it then. That'd be a good slogan for a shoe company. Just do it.
It would be. That's true. No, hold on. I don't have all 3.
Are you drunk?
Maybe. No,
Are you watching porn? All of a sudden, you're not very chatty.
The chain thing bugs me.
We'll accept pretty famous chains like In-N-Out Burger.
Like it could be sit down chain. You could do like an Applebee's. Why couldn't you do like an Applebee's or a?
I guarantee Jeff's going to do Applebee's.
You will never hear me do Applebee's.
No, me neither.
Actually, Applebee's has got some good dishes.
Maybe a Cheddar's. Have you ever rated Cheddar's? Cheddar's is good.
Cheddar's is good.
Yeah.
I have ate at Cheddar's. I haven't found my go-to dish there.
Yeah, you're not a fish guy, so you couldn't go.
I've tried the Monte Cristo. And I think it's just going to be so awesome. And the first few bites are, but
and then
it's just not awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Yeah, no fish.
No fish, and they have a couple good fish dishes.
But Applebee's has probably the best appetizer of any place, right? Those beer cheese pretzels.
Oh, those are good, yeah.
That beer cheese is fantastic.
Yeah, those are good. I agree. Okay, back to business. I also agree that a burger place has to be included in the top 3.
Mm-hmm. I do.
I'm going to pick Hardees Carl Jr. as the burger place. Yeah, Hardees.
I don't necessarily disagree with that. They have actually pretty darn good burgers.
Monster Burger, baby.
Don't tell me. They still have that?
They have a monster thick burger. Yep, at Hardees Carl's Jr.
The same monster burger we used to eat in college?
It's not the same. It's not the same. The one we ate in college is way better, and I dream of it every day.
That thing was awesome.
The closest thing to a vegetable on that was mayonnaise. So good. So good.
That was probably the most gourmet burger I've ever had.
Yeah. And their fries were good.
I don't even remember their fries. All I remember is that burger.
So good. Bacon, beef, mayonnaise. That's literally all it was. What else do you need?
But like so much of it.
Exactly. That burger has all the calories you need in a whole day right there in one burger.
What was the calories on that? Like 2,000?
I could look that up. It's beefy. It's beefy.
I would love to have one of those. Was it late 90s, early 2000s Monster Burger?
It'd have been early 2000s Monster Burger nutrition facts. I'm Googling this. It's got 20% of the sodium you need every day.
Only 20?
It seems light, doesn't it? 1,400 calories in one Monster Burger.
That seems kind of low, too.
That's solid. That's solid. I respect that answer.
Yeah. Although you can't get those anymore.
No.
I'm going to go a little different route because I agree with Jay is that you've got to have variety if you're going to have those 3 restaurants for the rest of your life. And
Did Jay even say that?
Yeah, he did. He said you got to have a burger place in there.
Well, that's not variety.
Well, but I'm saying...
Don't put words in his mouth.
I'm sorry, Jay. Didn't mean to put words in your mouth.
Put Monster Burgers in his mouth.
I am saying that I'm going to have variety. So I want a Mexican restaurant in there somewhere. And if it's going to have to be a chain...
God.
You don't says the guy that his 4 food groups in college were cereal, cheese, mac and cheese, and tuna.
I did not eat tuna in college, despite my best efforts.
Anyway, I'm going with Taco Bell. I don't care. It'll take care of my
Wait. You're gonna call that a Mexican place?
Yeah, I am. They've got tacos. They got nachos. They got chalupas and gorditas. I'm good with it.
Crunch Wrap Supremes. I also would want a Mexican place, but I would want Chipotle.
Okay, I can buy that.
Burritos. Yep. Big burritos.
I'm still shocked at Taco Bell. At least do Taco John's.
No. The only thing good about Taco John's is the potato olays. Their tacos suck.
That's one only thing good more than Taco Bell.
Oh, I disagree. What's your number 2 then, Michael? If you got White Castle.
Taco Bell.
Okay, then. Good choice.
Applebee's wouldn't be a bad choice.
I love Jay's expression. If y'all could see Jay's expression, it's classic.
You've got the beer cheese pretzels, the 4 cheese mac and cheese, the honey something chicken on top, which in fairness they've really cut back on the honey part of it. They used to load that sauce up there and it would mix with the cheese, mac and cheese, and it was so good. Now they barely put any sauce on the chicken.
and don't say the Oriental chicken salad or whatever the fuck it is.
I was pretty much done at those 2 things.
That's
all
what
everybody
needs.
loves.
That's all he needs.
Pretzels and mac and cheese.
Yeah, true.
To avoid your scorn, I will choose. Let's see. We're going to need a pizza place because pizza is the best food.
Well, that's my opinion as well. We have to have pizza.
Godfather's isn't national enough to make the cut.
I know, that's the problem. That's my problem as well, because it's the right answer, but it doesn't count.
And we did have the best national pizza chain discussion in one of our earlier podcasts, and I went with Papa John's. So I think I got to stick with that.
Well, I respect that, and do love me some Papa John's, but if I were to pick one, I would pick Pizza Hut.
That would be my second choice.
I grew up in a small town. We only had a Pizza Hut. There's a nostalgia to it.
It's got the best stuffed crust.
Yeah, best stuffed crust for sure. Absolutely.
By
far. So I would pick pizza, but we got to have a pizza. We got to have something pizza in the top 3.
Actually, they've got really good wings too. I might change my answer to Pizza Hut.
You know, my kids like their wings, but they always get the boneless ones. Boneless wings ain't wings. Come on.
No, they're not.
I get the boneless ones too.
It's kind of a pet peeve of mine.
Chicken, then.
If you're getting wings, get wings. Not chicken nuggets that they call wings.
Yep. Saucy nugs.
Yeah. So and just call them saucy nugs. There's nothing wrong with saucy nugs, but don't call them wings.
See, and I'm not that keen on pizza. I can take or leave pizza. I know that's a unpopular opinion, but it's just, I know.
It's just Pizza is just Go fuck yourself, Geoff.
It's fine. I'm fine with that. I would much rather eat Mexican or Chinese food than pizza.
I would like a Chinese in my top 3, but I'm out of spaces.
I don't have that problem.
No, I know you don't. See, and the problem though for me then is, what do you consider a Chinese food chain? I prefer probably mom and pop type Chinese places, or
Yeah.
chains. So that's a tricky one.
I agree. Panda Express is probably the best of the chains.
Yeah.
Although I don't know that I know any other chains other than
I
Panda
was going to
Express.
say, I can't name another Chinese place.
I can't either.
And I can admit that I have had Panda Express in Vegas because I wanted Chinese and it was close. And I got ridiculed then by Mike.
I don't even remember that.
So I guess I'd probably, when it comes to that, I'd probably have to go with Panda because I want Chinese. I love Chinese. Fried rice.
Your Fallout world is going to suck, Geoff.
Won't be any cats running around.
They'll be eating them all.
So let's see. I have Taco Bell, Panda. What do you have, Mike?
Pizza Hut and
White Castle
White Castle.
and Applebee's.
No, not Applebee's.
Okay, what's your third one then?
It's got to be a sub place.
See, there's too many good foods, and that's the challenge of the question, to narrow it down to 3.
I like sandwiches.
Yeah.
What completely national sub chains are there other than Subway?
Jersey Mike's is national.
Firehouse Subs is pretty widespread, isn't it?
It is.
Mm,
I agree.
mm,
Quiznos was good.
I do like
Quiznos is tanked.
They're pretty much not a thing anymore, though, yeah.
Right. They were pretty good, but yeah, they've shrinkage.
You know why they were good, Geoff? Because they put a lot of cheese on things.
I do remember their one chicken carbonara sandwich was fantastic. I love that sandwich.
I think I got to take Subway.
Going with Subway, huh?
People dog on Subway, but there ain't nothing wrong with Subway.
Agreed.
Toasted. A lot of variety. You can get anything you want.
I dog on Subway, but I'm still going to fucking eat there.
Yeah. Is there any way we could make this question top 5 instead of top 3, Geoff?
I don't know. As long as it's taking us to get to 3,
That's the whole point. It's supposed to be hard.
That's exactly right. So do you have your 3 then, Jay?
My 3 are Chipotle, Hardee's Carl Jr., Pizza Hut.
So I have Taco Bell and Panda. I really want a place to have ice cream, but I don't like Dairy Queen good enough food-wise to include them.
So this world doesn't have grocery stores?
No, this is the place that you get to eat.
You always have to eat at these 3 places.
Yes.
Monster Burger every day. Think of it. Dream of it.
You're going to be a fat fucker.
This is going to probably shock even Mike that I would have to go because I agree with you that I need burgers. I like burgers. Do I have to go with a McDonald's?
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Do I have to?
It's not the worst pick.
But the thing is, you could get chicken, you can get burgers, you can get ice cream when their ice cream machine's working, which isn't very often.
And you know what else?
What?
They got the best fucking fries in the whole goddamn world.
They've put a lot of R&D into
That's
their
something.
fries. Yeah. That's something. Food is just trash, though.
I know it's not great.
The fries are.
Yeah, the fries are good.
The burgers, Big Macs. If I'm in the right mood, it's all right.
I don't like how the lettuce falls out of the Big Mac.
And that frickin' that third bun always falls out of the middle too. Always.
Yeah, the third bun is just a marketing thing, but if you got the Monster Burger, what else do you need?
Yeah, that's true. I suppose that's true.
We don't have the Monster Burger, though. Just you.
That's true. Suckers.
God, I wish I could have one of those early 2000s Monster Burgers.
I think about it daily. I'm not kidding.
I hadn't thought about that in a long time.
Now he will. Now he'll think about it daily.
We would leave the bar, and in the town we live in, the Hardees was right on the very busy corner, right on the way home. Monster Burger, fries, Coke.
And what did they replace it with? A fucking Qdoba.
Qdoba, yeah.
Okay, I like Qdoba.
Shut up, Geoff.
We're dreaming of Monster Burger.
I know.
I've been in a Qdoba once, I think.
That doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't surprise me that you like it either.
What I remember of Monster Burger is, we'd always get it on the way home from the bars, so we were very intoxicated, and you would eat it. The feeling of it like almost getting stuck in your throat because you were eating it so fast. But it was so delicious. And then you'd wash it down with the Coke, which was really good Coke too. Like fountain Coke, but they like dialed it in on the syrup mix.
I think you were just drunk.
Oh, maybe, but man, it's burned in my memory. Memory burn.
Brought back very good memories for you, I can tell.
Remember Surge?
Surge.
I do remember Surge.
Surge was the new Mountain Dew back then, yeah. Surge got me through many, many calculus tests. High caffeine.
That mayo was good too. That just worked on that Monster Burger.
With the bacon, yeah. Bacon and mayo they just work. It's just right.
Why couldn't they have just done that again instead of doing the Monster Thick Burger thing? What's the difference?
Oh, they switched to the thick burger model, which I think was just trying to compete with, more Applebee's sort of restaurants that had half-pound burgers or whatever. It's too much. It doesn't balance. The balance of the old school Monster Burger was the brilliance of it. The bacon, the patties, the mayonnaise, the goodness, the beer.
They had to sell a lot of those, at least at our restaurant.
I eat 2 a night. Explains some heart problems I have today.
I didn't realize that we would bring up such good, take you down memory lane in such a fantastical way, but we certainly have. But sometimes things like that take you back. Yeah, sometimes things like that.
It was that. It was the chicken tender melt at Perkins, which is awful, by the way.
Oh, it is awful.
It's so bad. I think that's still on the menu. All right, let's talk about pickleball.
Pickleball. I feel like this episode's going to be very all over the place.
Yeah,
exactly.
If you really want to talk about pickleball, I will talk about it.
Well, I want to talk about the decision of pickleball versus. So pickleball starts at what time?
Pickleball League tonight starts at 6:30.
And your daughters have an orchestra concert at
7:30.
7:30.
Right.
What time did the pickleball get over?
It got over when the last song of the orchestra concert was beginning, according to my wife.
So how much of the concert did you see?
I saw exactly 0% of the concert. It was Pickleball League. It was the last night of League, so I had to show up. And if I was going to get in the top 5, which was the goal, there's no prize money, but it's,
How long's a pickleball game take?
Well, that's the question, because they can vary drastically. If the pickleball game is very evenly matched, it can take a while, which was the problem tonight. All the games took too long because they were very evenly matched.
How many games did you play tonight?
I played 4 games to 16.
Did you win?
I won several of them. Not all, but several.
So this was the final, though.
This was the final, yep. Had to be done.
Tournament?
It wasn't tournament style, but in the way they rank in this league, it's a percentage of total possible points that you get. It's kind of complicated, but...
Did you win the league is the question. Did
I win the league? Probably not. The results will come out tomorrow, but I probably got 6th place or so. I was going for top 5. I'm in a little bit of hot water because of that. It's the last concert of the year. It's the good concert of the year. It's only orchestra, which is what my kids are in. Some of the concerts have band people there. Band people. This was orchestra only.
Orchestra's where it's at.
Well, it's a little classier audience, let's be honest. I mean, you start throwing band people in there, it goes downhill. But no, but it's the concert that I love every year, and I missed it.
So I actually was at the orchestra concert. It was the most amazing concert that I've ever seen in a high school performance.
I heard they played a Taylor Swift song.
They did. Actually, I didn't see the Taylor Swift song. I left before that.
Geoff, is Shake It Off a Taylor Swift song?
Yes, it is a Taylor Swift song.
Okay, well, they played that.
I can't believe Mike didn't know that.
I did know that.
But you just left beforehand?
Once my daughter was done, I wasn't going to stay for all that other shit.
Well, but all that other shit is my daughter's in the higher grades.
Oh, right. So you were there.
Good point. Valid point. Anyway, they played a Taylor Swift song.
I did see it on the program. I'm sure it was fantastic.
I'm sure it probably was.
And my youngest daughter actually both daughters are big Taylor Swift fans. But they were excited to see it on the program as well, but not excited enough to stay.
So you didn't even let them stay and watch it?
They didn't want to stay. We were going to go to Pizza Ranch and eat, but apparently Pizza Ranch closes at fucking 8 o'clock.
What?
Another damn Iowa company.
COVID really shut down the late night restaurant thing.
Pizza Ranch isn't really that good, though. I'd take Valentino's over Pizza Ranch.
Oh, I would too. They're pretty proud of their chicken, which I've never been a fan of, but the chicken bacon ranch pizza there is pretty good. I think chicken bacon ranch pizzas should be the barometer, let's say, by which a pizza chain is measured.
You lost me at ranch.
The ranch is what makes it good.
How about a nice barbecue chicken pizza?
I'm a bit of a barbecue purist as a KCBS certified barbecue judge. I don't believe barbecue belongs on pizza.
Oh, fuck off.
No, I'm going to say it.
I would actually have to tend to agree with Jay on that.
So what about pineapple on pizza?
Geoff, you wanna start that one?
I'm fine with that.
Wrong. Pineapple sucks on a pizza.
Pineapple is a no-go for me on pizza. Pizza's not supposed to be sweet, which is why barbecue shouldn't be on pizza. Good barbecue sauce is sweet, not on pizza.
I would agree that good barbecue sauce is sweet.
Kansas City style for sure. Unlike your ketchup dog.
That was not sweet in any way.
Probably not.
What's the best barbecue place in Vegas?
I can't remember ever having barbecue in Vegas.
And you call yourself a certified barbecue something.
The problem with being a KCBS certified barbecue judge is everywhere you go eat barbecue, you judge it.
That's fine. I'm asking you to judge it in Vegas.
That's true. Let me think about that.
Have I? Oh yeah, we went to that.
You went to Virgil's.
Virgil's, yeah.
Virgil's. I don't
The
know.
Link Promenade.
Where's that at?
The Link Promenade.
Virgil's is right off of, I think it's between where you come out at O'Shea's.
Did you not hear me? I said the Link Promenade. Yeah, it's right there by O'Shea's. On the Link Promenade.
Okay. I know where O'Shea's is. I do like O'Shea's. Did O'Shea's close down?
Still there.
Okay. God, I swear they were closing.
Have you had a frozen Bailey's?
At O'Shea's?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I think it's like a training casino for Caesars, isn't it? That's what I heard.
Probably.
It's more or less inside of the Link.
I don't know. I heard somewhere that it was a training for dealers, training casino for Caesars. I don't know if that's true.
I don't know. Did the table games come back after COVID in O'Shea's?
Yeah, they're there. there.
They have a pretty nice poker room at O'Shea's.
They don't anymore.
I don't
Really?
think so.
Okay.
It's just basically one big room.
Gotcha. They used to, but that's been a while ago.
You're boring, Jeff. He's yawning.
Yeah, I see that.
I'm just tired.
It's
I'm just
12:30.
tired. You're not boring me. It is 12:30.
He's bored. I was trying to talk about Vegas barbecue with a so-called barbecue expert.
I can't think of any barbecue I've had in Vegas.
Apparently, I'm more of a Vegas barbecue expert than you are.
Well, it is kind of embarrassing.
I wouldn't say that Vegas is known for its barbecue. Let's put
No.
it that way. So,
Probably not. Probably not.
or its pizza, really.
There is a place in New York, that has pizza by the slice at the top of the
Yeah,
escalators.
Yeah,
Is that what it is? Yeah.
It's kind of average.
Yeah, it is super average, but the environment, like the New York itself, kind of adds to the goodness of it, I think.
That's a dig at me. I like it.
Oh.
I like the Syracuse pizza.
I've only stayed at the New York once, but we ate there like every day.
Yep, I'm gonna wrap it up.
Like your dad should have done 47 years ago.
God, it's on every episode, Jay. Every episode he has to say that. Anyway, I want to thank you, Mike, for joining us tonight. Love your insight, love your knowledge of Vegas and everything that has to go with gambling. Jay, you provided nothing for the podcast again, so it's a good thing you're a good editor.
Son of a bitch.
But anyway,
very good editor, as you will see.
Anyway, I want to thank everybody that joined us to listen in and follow along with what we like to ramble on and on and on and on about. As usual, you can follow us on all of the social media outlets at Strip Walking, or visit us on our website at stripwalking.com. I'd ask Mike if he has anything to add, but that would be like a first for the episode, so we'll just skip right over the top of that. Want to thank you again, Mike. I hope you'll come back and join us again soon. Say it, Jay.
May all your sevens show 'em that come out roll. You get the right words, wrong notes joke, right?
He said come.